Hey everybody, Dino Banjurno here from eXtendTech once again. Today, wanted to highlight a unique and clinical bundle offering that we have when the use case requires you to gather a simple approval or rejection, confirmation from your trading partners, such as your customers, maybe your vendors, or maybe even from an employee within your organization that simply does not have access to the NetSuite environment. So let me show you how this works. Currently, I'm in the context of a sales order. If I scroll down under the communication tab, you'll notice under here, there's a series of custom fields that I've added that enable this approval process. And the key driver behind this is that checkbox, which is set on, which will generate approval links. And what that does is at the time that I create this transaction record, it has created two approval links, one for a customer to approve the transaction and one for them to reject. So how does that get used? Well, we can embed those links, which are bound distinctly to this sales order transaction, within your email templates that go out of NetSuite. We can also embed those links within your advanced PDF templates. So in the order acknowledgement itself, we can actually embed those buttons as well. So when we send that communication out to the customer, and here's the example of the templated email that they might get. And you'll notice embedded in that template near the bottom, there are two buttons that have been built in here, along with the prompt, do you approve of this order? This allows that customer to provide a response and give you that acknowledgement or that affirmation that everything's in order and things are ready to move forward. In addition to embedding that within the email template, we also perform the same type of detailed mechanics within a PDF template as well. Once again, do you approve this order, yes or no? And the customer can be prompted for that response. And they can provide that response through either one of these two mechanisms. So let's say, for example, we're going to give an approval on this sales order. So I'm going to act as if I'm in the customer, and I'm going to click on the yes button. So once that response has been posted into NetSuite, the user gets a confirmation page letting them know that their response has been captured. If we go back into the NetSuite record, we'll close out that tab and we'll just perform another search for that sales order to refresh the data. And what you'll notice here is we've populated the necessary custom fields based on that customer's response. So we come back into that sales order, scroll down to the communication tab, and you'll notice the fields that we highlighted previously. Now we've got some values populated. You'll notice over here that the order's been approved and it was approved via email, and we could see the approval user over here. So this captures those data points, and a result of those data points being captured, we can enable some automation. For example, we could potentially have had a workflow that says when the customer approves that we're going to execute the approve function natively in NetSuite and move this to pending fulfillment from pending approval. Another enablement that we did have going on here based on that response when it landed is we sent off and triggered a email notification to the sales rep or maybe the customer service rep who's managing the order to let them know that the customer has in fact confirmed or approved this order. Let's take one in the rejection scenario. So we've gone through an approval. Now let's bring up a sales order and see what it looks like from a rejection standpoint. So once again, we're going to send out an order acknowledgement to the customer with the email template embedded with the buttons and also the advanced PDF template with the buttons embedded. Once again, triggering out that email, customer receives that response. Let's send the response back, this time from within the context of the PDF form. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here and I'm going to say, no, I do not approve of this order. Okay, as a result of having initiated that rejection, I'm taken to this landing page where I'm then provided an area to provide some comments with regards to the rejection. And I'm just going to state that the incorrect quantities are specified. I'm going to post that information back. Once again, as that data has been posted to NetSuite, the user will receive this confirmation page letting them know that they've rejected that transaction. Going back inside the NetSuite ecosphere, recycling this order, we can see those data points having landed once again. Scrolling down to the communication tab, and there we are. There's our very simple automations that can be enabled to raise alerts, to streamline your workflows and of your order management process. If you found today's video helpful, useful, informative, I encourage you to please subscribe to our blog, follow us on social media, and continue to learn new ways in which you can leverage your NetSuite investment. Thanks for watching.